Think about the last time you ate instant noodles. It's cheap, it's fast, and it's everywhere. But did you know the man who invented it had to lose everything before he succeeded? Most people think ramen is Japanese, but its inventor, Momofuku Ando, was actually born in Taiwan as Baifu. Before he became the ramen king, his life was a disaster. He was framed and sent to prison twice. He went bankrupt 3 times. By age 48, he was penniless, with no capital to start over. But in 1957, in a tiny backyard shed, he obsessed over one impossible goal. How do you make a meal that cooks in exactly 3 minutes, never expires, and tastes like it just came off a chef's stove? This isn't just food science. It's a redemption story. If you look at a block of instant noodles, the first thing you notice is the shape. Why aren't they straight? You might think it's just to fit the cup, but the truth is much more brilliant. In the factory, the conveyor belt is intentionally programmed to move slower than the blades cutting the noodles. This creates a traffic jam that forces the strands to arch into waves. These waves create a porous labyrinth. If the noodles were straight, they would stick together into a solid mass, leaving the center raw and cold. These waves act as high-speed highways for boiling water. The gaps allow the heat to penetrate every single strand simultaneously. This precise geometry is the only reason your lunch is ready in 180 seconds instead of 10 minutes. To make a noodle instant, it has to go through 2 stages factory workers call Death Valley. First, the steam. Raw noodles are parboiled at high temperatures to pre-gelatinize the starch. If you skip this and go straight to frying, the outside burns while the inside stays raw. Second, the flash fry. This is the core magic. The noodles are submerged in 160-degree palm oil for exactly 2 minutes. At this temperature, the moisture inside the noodle doesn't just evaporate, it explodes out. As the water escapes, it leaves behind millions of microscopic tunnels. When you add hot water at home, you aren't actually cooking the noodle. You are simply refilling those empty tunnels with water. You are essentially resurrecting a noodle that was already cooked months ago. There is a common myth that instant noodles are loaded with wax and dangerous preservatives. Science says otherwise. Because of that intense frying process, the moisture content of the noodle is dropped to less than 3%. Bacteria and mold need moisture to survive and replicate. In a cup of noodles, the environment is physically too dry for life to exist. It's not chemicals keeping it fresh for 6 months. It's extreme dehydration. And that oil packet, that's the soul. Using palm oil is a calculated choice. It's incredibly stable at high heat and doesn't oxidize, ensuring that the flavor stays consistent from the factory to your table. Modern ramen factories are a marvel of automation. In a process this complex, humans are almost redundant. You'll see robotic arms grabbing cups and sliding noodle bricks in with millimeter precision. Sensors monitor the oil temperature and sealing pressure 24/7. Even the vegetables, corn, scallions, and carrots, are processed using high-end freeze-drying technology, which removes water but preserves the vibrant color and nutrition. Why does the package look so much better than the reality? Companies hire sensory psychologists to design lighting and food styling that triggers a hunger response in your brain in less than a second. They aren't selling you a meal. They are selling you the urge to eat. Momofuku Ando lived to be 96 years old. His secret? Eating 1 bowl of chicken ramen every single day. His final invention wasn't for the supermarket, it was for the stars. At age 95, he developed space ramen, a vacuum-sealed meal that Japanese astronauts ate in 0 gravity. Ando's life motto was, "Peace prevails when food is sufficient." He believed that hunger was the root of all conflict. He turned a cheap midnight snack into a tool for global stability. So the next time you're waiting for those 3 minutes to pass, remember, you're not just eating a quick meal, you're eating 50 years of engineering and one man's refusal to stay defeated.